All right, here we go again, boys. Looks like they've released another set of notes revealing the future of Epic 7 PvP. So I guess this is their balanced roadmap. And let's see what Smilegate has in store for us. I mean, I don't have my hopes up that high based on what's happened recently, but who knows? All right, hello, heirs. This is Epic 7. Hi, Epic 7. Over the past few months, we have heard many complaints from our heirs about the state of the game. As always, our heirs are our top priority, and we have made many efforts to make sure that all heirs can enjoy a pleasurable experience in Epic 7. To this effect, we have implemented many updates with the recent Awaken announcement to improve Epic 7 for our heirs. I mean, that's true. A lot of people loved, including me, a lot of stuff about that Awaken update, so props for that. In addition, we had attempted to balance PvP through a combination of changes to Battle Frenzy, exclusive equipments, and current and future hero adjustments. Unfortunately, these changes were not well received by our heirs, and it is clear that these changes have fallen short. We offer our humblest apologies, and we will continue to take whatever steps are necessary to ensure that PvP remains an enjoyable experience. And who knows what they'll do, but at least they're acknowledging that some of the stuff that they've done has been nonsense, right? Like, I give them props for that because, it takes a man to admit when they're wrong, and let's see what they're doing about it. Oh, so number one, reversion of Battle Frenzy changes. Recently, we experimented with unique Battle Frenzy mechanics to help adjust the current state of PvP in Epic 7. The details of each of these proposed changes are outlined below. I think they messed it up. It's not proposed, these already exist. 15% CR push on kill. Yeah, so we know this already. Unfortunately, these frenzy changes did not have the desired effect. The changes exacerbated balance issues regarding gear gap and hero pools, with ML units being further prioritized due to not being impacted by the opposite element mechanics. That's true. Like, when you have to deal with this, 30% damage reduction, you just want to use MLs, right? It's why MLs were always strong. You don't have to deal with elemental disadvantage, so of course that would make ML stronger. Battle Frenzy tuning in the future will be limited to fine-tuning the percentage of the impact at each frenzy level based on the predominant playstyle in the current meta. So, I mean, this is what Battle Frenzy was always for, right? You get more, less ER or more effectiveness, more damage. It was just to stop stall teams, not to have weird mechanics. Effective immediately, all of these Battle Frenzy effects will be removed. Moving forward, Battle Frenzy will only be used for its original purpose, which was to prevent stall-style teams from unnecessarily prolonging the length of a match through excessive heals or defensive stats. The extra speed for Soul Weavers, while fulfilling its purpose of making Soul Weavers more viable in World Arena, I mean, that's definitely true. It definitely worked to make Soul Weavers better, was not in line with the overall purpose of Battle Frenzy, and also led to unintended consequences. I'm assuming they're talking about the stupid 2-star thing that's like a meta cleave unit now. All right, so that's good. They're basically admitting their mistake with these weird ass Battle Frenzy changes and saying they're going to balance differently. Holy crap. Nerfs to existing heroes. No way. I don't believe it. As a matter of policy, we have made sincere efforts to not nerf any heroes for our heirs. We understand that many heirs have invested great time and resources into obtaining their favorite heroes, and we did not want to harm this experience for our heirs. I mean, that's understandable, right? They don't want to piss off their player base. To accomplish this, we had attempted to balance without utilizing nerfs in Epic 7. However, it has become increasingly clear that many players in the competitive Epic 7 community are strongly in favor of nerfs. After much internal discussion, we have come to the conclusion that nerfs are in fact the best path forward for the following reasons. Holy cow. 1. Certain heroes, primarily Angel of Light Angelica, were so powerful that they became dominant in the meta. After reviewing the data, we made an earnest effort, and that's true, to balance Angel of Light Angelica by releasing units designed to counter her strengths. Unfortunately, this led to the propagation of similar issues also referred to as power creep, is countering powerful units required the release of even more powerful units. That's been the problem of the last few months, right? They keep releasing counter units, but then the counter units are so freaking broken, they need counter units too, and just keep going counter units and more power creep. It's crazy. Unfortunately, this led to a series of releases of units that were increasingly more powerful than the last. Agree with all of that? 2. This led to the related issue of player fatigue. We want our heirs to feel that they can use a variety of interesting heroes in order to secure wins in World Arena. Unfortunately, the release of increasingly powerful units meant that skipping heroes was no longer a viable option to remain competitive in World Arena. Also true, like imagine skipping Rimuru, imagine skipping, well, you couldn't even skip Mediator Cowrick, imagine skipping buffed a Ravi. Like, you don't have those units last season, you were kind of hosed, like it sucked. Honestly, if you didn't have those meta units, your best bet was just to try and cleave, because cleave is actually more forgiving in terms of hero pool than standard. 3. While we do believe this can be addressed through various hero balance adjustments, these hero balance adjustments take some time to deploy. Unfortunately, this means that addressing balance issues can take months, and if balance adjustments do not accomplish their intended purpose, the imbalances remain for an extended period. This is what I'm talking. This is absolutely true. Yes, they can fix balance issues by buffing other units, releasing new EEs, stuff like that. But how many times do we get balance adjustments, guys? Like every 2-3 months? So if it doesn't work, I mean, basically it means you're screwed for the rest of the season. Like, a season's only like 4 months long, right? So the balance adjustments aren't enough. If there's serious issues and they missed the mark with that first balance adjustment, you're not getting another one till the end of the season. So the only other way is to have really rapid balance adjustments, but then that just confuses the meta even more, right? As a result of the above, we have decided that moving forward, we will potentially nerf heroes in the future. For clarity, no heroes are being nerfed at this time. However, if our real-time data indicates that certain heroes have excessively high pre-ban rates or win percentages, we will evaluate their strength in the current meta and work to bring their power levels into line with other heroes. We have currently identified heroes that may be the target of future nerfs, but we would like to investigate their strength in the first month of the current season before making any permanent decisions. Understandable. We hope our heirs understand that we are trying our best to make sure balance is achieved without unnecessarily nerfing heroes. Good. We will also make best efforts to ensure that nerfs bring heroes into line without weakening them to the point that they can no longer be utilized successfully in World Arena. So basically, they don't want to nerf and butcher heroes and ruin them, like Silverblade Araminta went from being broken to being useless, right? They want to make sure that doesn't happen. We understand that this may be concerning to our heirs, particularly those who invested resources into specific heroes. To that end, if any nerfs are implemented, impacted heirs will be allowed to recall their heroes to retrieve their invested resources. In addition, they will receive an ML5 selector to pick a replacement hero of their choice. To prevent heirs with many resources, whales, from gaining an edge over newer players, this recall will recall all copies of the hero from the player's inventory to prevent dupes from being recalled. So if you have 3 RBs, you can't just recall a dupe and get a brand new hero. It's going to take away all 3 copies. If the heir has more than 1 copy of the hero or imprints, the heir will receive an equivalent number of copies of the recalled hero to return to the original imprint. So that's cool. So if you had like 5 mediators and they nerf him and you recall him and you pick a different hero, like you wanted Briarwitch, they're going to give you 5 Briarwitches so you get the same imprint level, but they won't let you keep both mediator and Briarwitch because that's what whales have, right? Whales have dupes of every ML5, so it basically means all the whales will get free ML5s while everyone else is screwed. Below are the currently identified possible target of nerfs in the future. Again, we would like to emphasize that this list is not final and will be reevaluated after the first month of the season. I love that they're giving us a timeline. So APOC Ravi, AOL, Hwayoung's on the list, Mediator Cowrick Rimuru, removal of self-CR push on hit. I think that's pretty good. Like it doesn't seem that big, but it's actually a huge nerf. Base speed adjustment, who knows? Again, these are all tentative. Lower base damage of S3 while increasing damage increase based on HP difference. I agree with this because, you know, if you want to have Hwayong be a unit that dumpsters high HP units, fine. But it's weird to me that she can also one-shot everything else, right? Like she'll one-shot a low HP Rimuru too. So basically, like that HP scaling thing is irrelevant. She just kills everything in one shot. Maybe fix that. Meteor Cower cleanses 2 debuffs if S3 is available instead of lowering all debuffs by 1 turn. Okay, I mean, maybe that's good. Like, so he can still cleanse and get his S3 off, but if they're running a full control comp and they dump like 8 debuffs on you, possibly that stun will stick. Rimuru reduces buff stolen to 1 on his S2, CR push reduced to 15%. I think he'd still be good after these nerfs, so that doesn't sound too bad. 3. More collaboration with our heirs. Our heirs are our most important resource. While we cannot guarantee there won't be balance issues in the future, as is the nature of all competitive games, we will take steps to minimize the chances of it recurring. To help facilitate this, we will be adding a new feature to World Arena to report balance issues. In the interest of reducing data submitted to a manageable level, to utilize this feature, the submitter must have maintained an Emperor rank or higher for 2 consecutive weeks or more. This is great, so they don't have to deal with complaints from like bronze players saying stuff is imbalanced because they don't know anything. They want to reduce the information from top players who have a lot of heroes, have the kits, have the gear, and still think that certain heroes are trash and imbalanced. Heirs will be allowed to specify the hero that they consider to be imbalanced and write a short description of their rationale. While we will likely be unable to review each individual report, understandable, data will be aggregated to better understand if large numbers of the competitive community feel that a specific hero is a large problem. We hope that this feature will help improve communication between our developers and our most powerful heirs to help maintain a state of balance in Epic 7 moving forward. All these things are amazing. It's everything we asked for. I take back everything I said about Smilegate. They're fixing these nonsense frenzy things. They aren't actually nerfing any heroes, but they're putting it on the table, proposing stuff, saying that they'll review the data. Fine. Like, you don't have to nerf everything right away, but as long as you're saying that you might consider it, if it is, statistically broken, they have all the data, that's great. And on top of that, they're also saying they're going to talk to us more. Like, how many times do top competitive players have to complain about the same thing before we're heard? Now we're going to have a feature in the game to actually do it. And I would love if they could also show us that data somehow. Like if they had some kind of like graph or something that shows, you could just click on it and see that the heroes people are complaining about in real time. That would be awesome. But even if we don't see it, I think this is fantastic. These are unbelievable changes. I just want to get on E7 right now and play all day. This is unbelievable. So conclusion, we hope that our heirs understand these changes and continue to work with us to ensure that Epic 7 has a long and enjoyable future. On a final note, suck a fat one, morons. You ain't getting none of that. Get ready for Battle Frenzy number 4. All heroes with names starting with the letter D get 25% extra built-in damage. What you gonna do about it? Play Gentrash, Imtrash? Easy, kids. Thank you. God damn it.